Hey, so I tend to say this a lot lately that it is the end of an era, but I feel like this time it is warranted because HMV is going out of business. And right now they are pretty much down to the sort of the last days that the store will be open. At this point in time, there will be only 7 days left for HMV to stay open. At least in downtown Toronto, they are closing within the next week. So it's kind of sad to think about that HMV is going out of business, because it really does show that there is this trend towards digital downloads for movies, music, stuff like that, and physical media really isn't thriving as it used to. And definitely for such a large scale store, it's not going to work out anymore. Definitely DVDs and definitely CDs, stuff like that, are going to become a very sort of niche market for physical media, and it seems like only small stores will thrive, where HMV once had a huge client base. Now pretty much at every HMV everything is 70% or more off, and I have got a stack of stuff here that I want to show you guys, the sort of last few purchases that I've made at HMV. But before I get to that stuff, I just want to say that over the years, definitely HMV was one of those stores that I went to very often. I bought tons of CDs there, tons of movies, and over the years their deals were pretty decent, especially over the holiday season, where you could get DVDs and even Blu-ray sometimes for $5 to $10. It was an amazing sort of shopping experience, at least for me. So it really does suck that the stores are closing down. But right now, if you do get a chance to go to the store over the next week, you will be getting a lot of amazing deals. Pretty much deals that will rival the costs of Blu-rays and DVDs in thrift stores. So in the $2 to $3 range. Of course, there are still some DVDs that will cost more, some DVDs, Blu-rays, stuff like that. Especially 4K Blu-rays. Those are still going to cost about $12 or so over the next few days. But even that, all things considered, is a ridiculously good price. So if you do get a chance to go to HMV, and if you went to HMV a lot in the past, definitely go check them out over the next few days before they do close down. But this is the stuff that I got. First up, I got this Attack on Titan piggy bank, I suppose you can call it. Originally this was priced at $20. I really don't see many people spending $20 on something like this, but they had it reduced to just $2, so that's like 90% off, which was ridiculous. I might hold on to this, I might use it to trade for something else, but it still looked pretty interesting. It was just $2. So let's start with the DVDs first and then go on to the Blu-rays. So first up is this movie that is from the creators of the Rocky Horror Picture Show, but I've never heard of this movie ever. It's called Shock Treatment, and this is a 25th anniversary edition. And the first thing that drew me to this was just the cover. Like, I don't know how well this is showing up on the camera. I don't know if it is sort of glaring there, but that is just, that sold me on it. That look on this guy's face, just that's enough for me to go for it and want to see more. But of course also the attachment to Rocky Horror Picture Show, that does attract me to it as well. After that is this just purely ridiculous movie called The Rats. And the funny thing about it, on the back here, there's a blurb from the San Francisco Examiner, where the guy wrote, his name is Jeffrey M. Anderson, for whatever that matters. He writes, "Does for rats what the birds did for birds and Psycho did for showers." And to mention this in the same sentence as those two great movies pretty much is just going to make this out to be a disappointment from the very beginning, because I doubt it's actually that good of a movie. And the other DVD that I got is the 20th anniversary collector's edition of RoboCop. It was weird, they had this movie on DVD in like 3 different versions, but I saw this one that comes in like a nice sort of steelbook case. So I thought, sure, for $3, why not go for it? Moving on from there are just some Blu-rays that I got. Nothing too special. In fact, like the newest movie in here is X-Men First Class. I wanted to get a physical copy of this movie. I do own it digitally, but for $2 I really couldn't pass up a Blu-ray of this movie. Next after that, I got a copy of Legally Blonde because surprisingly I do really like this movie, and it does have a lot of funny moments in it. And of course for $2, like, I mean, it's not, well, it's a pretty decent deal, so of course I'm going to grab that. And the last two movies here, the one I have no idea what to make of it, but it just seems like really campy B-movie from like the 50s or 60s. It's called Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. That's it right there, but I know not even very little. I know almost nothing about this movie whatsoever. So who's to say what this will be like? But I'll put it in and see if it's even just sort of vaguely hilarious. But hopefully I get something out of that. And the last movie that I got is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. Now this here, I know for a fact it is a hilarious movie. The first Texas Chainsaw Massacre definitely has its scary moments. Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2, this is just a super dumb movie, at least to me. It's a pretty dumb movie. But that's it. As always, leave comments in the comment section below, anything you'd like to say. If you have any sort of thoughts on HMV Closing, if you want to leave any sort of memories about HMV, just put it in the comment section below and we can talk about it. Also check out my Facebook, Twitter, and website. They're all linked in the description below. And also linked in the description below is a link to my 500 subscribers contest. Check that out as well if you'd like. And that's it. See ya.